Very tall, as usual.
Yeah, as always, yeah.
Are you still growing?
I don't think so. Maybe outwards. Maybe this way I need to grow a little bit, but I'm sticking at 6'6".
But I'm curious, when did this start that fighters started to be more taller than wider? It has changed. The game evolved.
I think the one that really highlighted it was John Jones, but before that, even it was evolving and it was changing, and now it's a long man sport. You look at all the champions, or most of the champions, they're long, thin, skinny guys who can manipulate range, and I really think that's to do with the evolution of strength and conditioning. Because before, we all used to lift like bodybuilders, and for me to lift like a bodybuilder doesn't do anything for me. And then when the science behind strength and conditioning improved, you realize that leverage could outweigh strength and power, so the tall athletes started coming through and they really started making an impact. And I truly believe that it's in the strength and conditioning. Like my strength and conditioning coach, Will Waylands, has done wonders with me over the years because I'm such a tall, long guy, I can generate so much force and power, which, short, stocky guys just can't do.
There was a lot of science behind those muscles, you gotta admit. Yeah. But we have about evolution. You recently received your purple belt in Jiu-Jitsu. How would you compare your Jiu-Jitsu to Jason's Jiu-Jitsu? Obviously, he likes ground games.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I've been obviously doing Jiu-Jitsu since the beginning of my career, but I never really took the gi seriously. I was always a no-gi guy. So for the past, say, 8 years, I've just been rolling no-gi. And with my move now to Spain, and I've opened up my own academy, the Luke Barnatt Academy of Martial Arts, there's a big jiu-jitsu vibe there. And for me to get the best out of my grappling, I needed to put the gi on. So I decided to do that, and just to a bit more enjoyment, a different angle. And I started training a lot in the gi recently, and it's helped me a lot. It really has helped me a lot. And to get my purple belt was a good moment for me because it's been 5 years or whatever since I got my blue belt. But I feel like my grappling, I'm like, I'm a young guy trying to improve my jiu-jitsu, trying to change, trying to develop. Whereas, Jason has had a black belt. I don't know how many years he's had it, but he's grappling is part of his game. But I don't think he's actively trying to improve, or he's actively working on different situations or different places. Since he became a black belt, jiu-jitsu's completely changed, and you've got the berimbolo, and you've got all these new techniques that have come through that are really popular now, and I'm not sure he's keeping up with the development. So as a purple belt, I feel more than comfortable going to the ground with any black belt, especially in the no-gi.
Do you believe that once fighter decides to retire from the sport, he should stay there?
Depends on the fighter.
What about Jason?
Well, where he's at right now, a lot of people have trash-talked him for coming back. I was one of those people. I didn't agree with it when it started and everyone was talking about it. It just sounded crazy to me. But if the guy's off on a rocky road and he feels like fighting brings him back and really makes him focus on something that can improve his life, you can't take that away from somebody. If that's the focus they're looking for, and he's been that guy for so long and so many years, it's very hard for him now to avenue into something else. So from a life perspective, for him, it could be the best thing that ever happened. As a fighter, he's not going anywhere. I truly believe maybe he'll have 1, maybe 2 or whatever, but hopefully those experiences of him tailoring his camps, training hard, focusing on one thing will improve his life. I don't know. That's so. But as for retirement, talk about someone a bit more, like GSP retired, and they're talking about him just stay retired. He's one of the greatest ever. What does he get from coming back? He doesn't need anything from it. I just feel like those sort of people that retired and come back, there's no need for it. BJ Penn should never have come back. I mean, I was there when he fought Frank Edgar. It should never have happened. Why did he bother to put himself through it? When I retire, I'll retire for good. I'm not going to dip in and out.
His entertainment side takes a lot of time for him. Do you think he can be focused for that fight, or he's pretending, or he's hiding somewhere? Or
I think a bit of both. I think a bit of everything. Everything you just said. I think he's not training like I'm training. He's not focused like I'm focused. But he's focused in a way. He's here. He's doing it. The entertainment side of things. We all know he loves attention. That's the only reason he's here. He's not here to win. He doesn't care. He's here for the attention, for the cameras, for the people, for that makes him feel good about himself. Because on the other side of life, he's struggling. I guess I don't know, but I feel like I'm here to win. I'm here to fight. He's here to do all the rest of the stuff. So it's perfect for me. Keep being the clown. Keep messing things up, and the guy I am. I'm a nice guy. Say hello. How you doing? Do my weigh-in. Make weight. fight, win, on to the next one.
I was surprised you wasn't there at the press conference. The champ wasn't there. At the press.
I think that was a bit of miscommunication / misorganization. I think when they decided to do the press conference, I think to them the open workout was more important, that we were all here for the open workout. And I'd already booked my flights. My whole team had been booked to fly in yesterday afternoon, and they did the press conference Wednesday morning. So I feel like they only had the people there that could be there. It was just a bit of, VENATOR's growing. It's a new thing. It's new here in Italy. They're still developing a lot of the things, and I feel like the next VENATOR will be much more well organised, and they'll have everyone that should be there. But I definitely should have been there. I didn't even know there was a press conference until last week, so I was a bit like, "What? I'm not at the press conference? Okay." Yeah. So less for me to worry about.
Yeah. And obviously you're enjoying your commentating job at ACB. You're gonna miss the show. Is this something you're gonna try to improve and be more active?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, ACB is an amazing organisation. They put on a show twice a month at least, including their Young Eagles shows. When I went over there for the first time, it was about 3 months ago, maybe a bit longer. I was incredibly impressed by what they put together. It's a very, very high level athletes, and to be a part of it for me, it's perfect. It's exactly what I want to do. I like the commentary. I like breaking down fights. I like analysis.
It's not an easy thing in Russia to break down those fights, to analyze those fights.
Especially with all the combat sambo backgrounds and the Winshu Sander and all the crazy sports that they have that aren't really very prolific in sport in the West. It's in America. There's not really anyone with a wrestling background. They have sambo backgrounds or Greco-Roman. It's a bit different. And its communication can be tough. The president, Marabek, he doesn't even speak a word of English. So when you speak to him, like, "Oh, thank you," he doesn't know what you're saying. I have to say "Pasiba, pasiba." That's all I know. The only Russian word I know. But yeah, it's a challenge, but I love the challenge, and I can definitely see my career developing into that in the far future. I'm not looking at doing that. I'm still looking at fighting actively for the next 5-6 years, but I definitely suit that role. I'm definitely good at that role, and it's something I'm going to try and do side by side. And just to touch on it, I've had a bit of criticism from a few people like, well, you can't do both. You have to be focused 100% on your fighting.
That's not true.
It's not true in a few ways. You look at the best guys in the world, they have so many more responsibilities than just an average fighter that, for me, now when I come back home and I go to my gym and I train, it's such an important thing for me to be in the gym training as hard as I can, because I know, I've got to go to Russia next week, or I've got to go here. I'm away. So I have such an intensity now when I train, which I never had before, because it's like I have to get the best out of this, because I know I'm not going to be here. Blah, blah. So I enjoy my training more because of it. I have a little bit of a break. My mind has something else to think about. I feel the best I've ever felt about that side of things.
I even believe that if you or anybody else would think like that, there would be no MMA, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. People would just be concentrating in the gym and nothing would ever happen. I think it's the best that I could possibly do.
And finally, is there a chance for the prediction for this fight? It's a special fight. Jason coming back, you're on fire, so why not? Yeah,
I think if he gets outside of 3 minutes, he'll be lucky. That's how I believe it's going to be. He's a very tough guy, Jason. There's no, his last 2 fights, they were a while ago, but he never got finished by the likes of Michael Bisping, CB Dollaway. Not that he's got heart is the wrong word, but he's tough, hard to finish, and keeps going. Might be a bit laboured, but he keeps going. My plan is to finish him quick. He's going to be dangerous for the first couple of minutes, and so am I. So I think it's going to be an explosive first round. If he makes it out of that round, he's done. He's going to be struggling completely. So for me, I just want to go in hard there for the first round, try and finish the fight in the first round, come at him as hard as possible. And if we both make it out of that round, the fight's mine, because I'm far superior when it comes to cardio and all that sort of stuff than he is. And I think that's where I'll take over the fight. I want to finish him in the first 3 minutes. If we go into the second round, I can't see it going further than that.
So I wish you all the best on Saturday. Thank you very much for your time.
Appreciate it.
Good luck.